Hi there. Welcome to my classroom. My name is Heather Tremblay, and I will be your student's English teacher this year. I wanted to send you a quick little video since we won't be able to meet at open house like we normally would. This video is sort of in lieu of an open house. I wanted to introduce myself and share my classroom with you a little bit, and maybe just put your mind at ease a little bit about what your students will be kind of walking into and how their experience will be this school year. So let's take a little tour. I apologize in advance if I'm creating any motion sickness. I'll try to move slowly. You'll see behind me as we enter the room in the front of my classroom, we have the traditional whiteboard and projection screen, which we will be using quite frequently. Students who are zooming in will be able to see the same information the students who are in class are viewing, and I'll make sure that we troubleshoot any tech issues early on and we figure things out. As we kind of continue past, you'll see that I have my teacher desk, and on the wall there, you can kind of see behind me, it's full of pictures of my two children. I do have a son who is 10, his name is Ben, and a daughter who is 6 named Lily, and I love them dearly. Best things in my life, as you guys, I'm sure, say about your children. So that's the desk area, showing off my little kiddos. If we kind of see where the students will be, you're going to see behind me that the desks are set up in pairs, not because students will sit that closely, but because we will be rotating the desks every other block to give time for the sanitizer to dry. So the desks that are all the way to the right are, every rightmost desk is 6 feet away from every other rightmost desk, and the same thing for the leftmost desks. So rest assured, we're going to be safe and 6 feet apart while also keeping our masks on while we are here in the classroom. So a little bit more about me. This is my 15th year here at Biddeford High School, and I have taught freshmen every single year, and I love it. So I'm really excited to get to know your freshmen and engage your freshmen in a safe and collaborative and exciting and passionate study of reading and writing this year. Some things you might want to know about the class. We have issued or will be issuing, depending on when you're getting this video, Chromebooks and chargers to all students. So each student gets a Chromebook and a charger, and your student should definitely make sure he or she has that school supply with him or her at all times. Fully charged laptop is going to be key as we engage in this hybrid learning experience together. Some other things that might be interesting to know about the curriculum for freshmen. We spend a lot of time actively reading, engaging our brains in all genres of stories for the first few months, and then we do some research. And after we have basic reading and writing skills for high school really solid, we jump into our novel study. Just happen to have it right here, where we will read and actively read. Look at all the sticky notes here, right? To Kill a Mockingbird. So I know some students love it, some students hate it. I make sure to really make it engaging and make it exciting, tie it to their lives, tie it to things culturally that are going on in our world. So generally, we have a good time reading this book, and that will be something we read this year. Something to look forward to, you should say, to your students. And then lastly, we end the year with some sword fighting, so to speak. We do read Romeo and Juliet, and we have a lot of fun engaging in actually acting out a lot of the scenes as it is meant to be done. Shakespeare is much better when you act it out and then you watch famous actors portray the scenes. We actually compare about 10 different versions of this play, and one of them is a baby book, if you can believe it or not. So it's really fun, and that'll be on the list of things that we will do this year. Where will your students find all of these great activities, everything that we're going to be doing? Easy, Google Classroom. So if you're not familiar, let me just show you briefly what they'll be looking at. So this is the Google Classroom for my English 9 class. I have already invited all of your students, and as soon as they accept the invitation, they can invite you, or I can invite you as parents, to this Google Classroom. Any of the announcements I post will always be on this first page of Stream. Once we get going, their classwork is always under classwork. So it's important that you remind your student to look at the classwork tab every time they're looking for what they should do. I will always post a weekly calendar to keep them organized, and I'll post all the assignments, you know, for the week ahead of time so they know what's coming. Students can see their grades on Google Classroom. Once there are no grades now because the class hasn't started, but they can see their grades once things are scored. You will also have the opportunity to look on Infinite Campus. That is our grading portal. If you don't have your login, I would contact your student's guidance counselor for that login. But you'll be able to access, kind of keep tabs on them, both through Google Classroom and through Infinite Campus. So that should be relatively helpful for you. I think that just about sums it up for now. I do want to know if you have any questions, if you ever need anything. No question is too little or too silly. I am usually very good on my email, able to respond pretty quickly, or at least, at the very least, within the 24 hours. So if you have any questions or concerns at all, please reach out. I'm happy to answer your questions. And like I said, I want to partner with you. I want to make sure your students are having a successful year and an excellent English experience. So let me know what I can do to make that happen. Take care.